The Retrospec Weekender Plus is probably the best value proposition available for new paddlers looking for a comfortably stable, do-it-all inflatable paddleboard, especially if you're wanting a hybrid paddleboard kayak combo. The Weekender Plus comes as a full hybrid inflatable paddleboard and kayak kit. And if you're on a budget, want to try stand-up paddleboarding this summer, but still want the ability to comfortably sit and paddle, then the Weekender Plus hybrid kit is exactly what you're looking for. The Weekender Plus uses Retrospec's AirGlide Fusion dual-layer construction for a more rigid feel on the water and improved durability. The AirGlide Fusion construction starts with a standard 6-inch knitted drop stitch core, and then mechanically bonds 2 layers of PVC fabric using heat and pressure. The top and bottom of the board are then joined together with a glued layer of reinforced PVC to make the board airtight. Then a second layer of reinforced PVC is glued around the rail to provide additional protection and increased rigidity. Inflated to its maximum recommended pressure of 15 psi, the Weekender Plus bent just over 1.8 inches with 170 pounds of weight. That's a little bit more than the current running average of 1.62 inches across all paddleboards, but is right in line with this type of construction and Retrospec's other AirGlide Fusion boards. While on the water, I didn't notice any significant flexing or bending while standing or paddling normally, though I could generate a fair amount of flex when I was jumping and bouncing on the Plus, and I could feel a bit of flex while I was paddling hard during our speed testing. But again, none of this is out of the ordinary for a board of this construction, and definitely not for a board of this price point. Retrospec has made the Weekender Plus one of the highest value paddleboards you can get through a combination of onboard features built directly onto the paddleboard and an amazing kit that comes with it. The board itself is 10.5 feet long, 33 inches wide and 6 inches thick, and has a maximum recommended capacity of 300 pounds. There's a large cargo area on the front and a medium cargo area on the back. There's an integrated GoPro mount on the nose of the board. There are easy link attachment points on each side of the board, and 2 Velcro tabs on the right side of the board to hold a spare paddle. This year, Retrospec also added a series of nylon daisy chains towards the front of the deck pad, and that's for the new included foot brace. On the bottom of the board, you'll find Retrospec's standard 3-fin configuration using slide-in fin boxes. In addition to the standard paddleboard accessories, you also get a complete kayak conversion kit, including an inflatable kayak seat, a convertible paddle, and a new foot brace. The entire kit includes the Weekender Plus paddleboard, the nylon backpack, inflatable kayak seat, padded shoulder strap, waterproof phone bag, 3-piece paddle with additional paddle blade, an ankle leash, 3 fins, a single chamber hand pump, repair and maintenance kit, and a new kayak seat foot brace. This is a great kit overall. My biggest problem with it is the aluminum paddle. Aluminum paddles are heavy, and they do have a tendency to bend if you're paddling hard, or if you accidentally put too much pressure on it while transporting it or storing it. At 33 inches wide, the Weekender Plus is a little bit wider than your standard all-around board, but not quite as wide as some of the larger extra large boards out there. That extra inch of width does provide a great amount of stability, especially combined with the wider nose shape and the wide square tail. This keeps the board feeling confidently stable under your feet, even when you are moving it side to side or in rougher conditions. This is an all-around cruising paddleboard, and so I wasn't expecting a whole lot of speed performance to come from it. And while it's not going to be winning any races anytime soon, it does paddle at a fairly decent clip. In our sprint testing, I was able to keep a sustained 4.7 miles per hour and was able to hit a maximum of 5 miles per hour for very short amounts of time. And that's pretty good for a cruiser-style paddleboard like this. But most people aren't going to be sprinting on it. And so using a casual pace of about 25 strokes per minute, I found that the Weekender Plus traveled an average of about 3.2 miles per hour. And that's pretty typical for a cruiser-style paddleboard. Similarly, I could get the Weekender Plus to glide about 1.7 board lengths after a single stroke before it began to slow down, and that's definitely on the higher end for a cruiser-style paddleboard. Using all 3 fins, I found that the Weekender Plus was fairly easy to maneuver and took just 5 forward sweep strokes to paddle in a complete circle from a standstill. That is a faster turning radius than our overall average, but is right on par with what we expect for a cruiser-style paddleboard. And likewise, the Weekender Plus fell right within our expectations for cruiser paddleboards when trying to paddle straight. In our 10-stroke tracking test, the Plus deviated off course an average of about 18 degrees after 10 paddle strokes on a single side, and that's about what we expected. If you're trying to paddle several miles, this is going to be an issue, but if you're just cruising around the bay or the lake, it's not a problem at all. And of course, with that 3-fin setup, you can adjust it. Using all 3 fins gives you maximum tracking and stability. Using just the center fin gives you a nice balanced feel. And using the 2 side fins gives you more agility and lets you paddle in shallow conditions. The Weekender Plus does include a full hybrid kayak kit, and it does perform well for this crossover type of paddleboard. The included seat is very comfortable with an inflated base and an easily adjustable back, and it's very easy to attach to the board thanks to Retrospec's Easy Link system. The paddle converts quickly by simply swapping the handle section for the second blade that comes with the kit, and the new foot brace slides easily into the daisy chain whether the board is inflated or deflated. Once you're out on the water in kayak mode, you'll find that the Plus stays very stable even while seated, and then it's easier to paddle both faster and straighter than when you're in paddleboard mode. However, you do lose a little bit of leverage in your turning strokes, so it can be a little harder to turn if you need to turn very quickly. The new foot brace works well to keep your legs in a more comfortable position, but because it is relatively low, you can only press into it with your heels, which reduces the amount of power you can actually generate through your whole body. For most people, this won't be an issue. However, if you're an experienced kayaker, you will feel that it feels a little bit strange. Overall, I feel that Plus is basically an understatement for this paddleboard. The accessory kit adds a ton of value to the Weekender Plus, and the overall performance and quality are great for new paddlers. The Weekender Plus definitely surpassed my expectations at this price point, and it's an easy recommendation for paddlers on a budget.